If they can make you feel guilty for their choices, they control you. That's the trap. And most people don't see it until it's too late. Someone crosses a line, then flips the script and points at you. Tears, tragic stories, a crowd gathers, and somehow you're the one paying the debt. Family, romance, the office, it happens everywhere. Nietzsche warned us in On the Genealogy of Morals. Some people wield morality like a leash. But Stoicism answers with steel. No one chains your mind unless you hand them the key. So here's the question that changes everything. How do you tell a true victim from a performance designed to control you? Because once you can see it, obligation and guilt lose their grip, pity and disgust stop working, and your peace returns. In the next few minutes, we'll build a Stoic defense you can use today. Simple, sharp, repeatable. You'll learn the pattern behind covert contracts, the pressure points of manipulation, and the exact responses that keep your dignity intact while the drama burns out on its own. Stay with me to the end. We'll put these tools in your hands and lock them in with real examples. So the next time someone tries to weaponize your compassion, you'll stay calm, clear, and untouchable. I'm Jason, and this is the Stoic Habit. If this mission resonates, walk with us, subscribe, and let's strengthen your inner fortress one disciplined breath at a time. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. When the victim becomes a weapon. So what is a true victim? A true victim is someone stripped of choice, someone robbed of freedom, a child abused before they even understand what's happening, a person deceived, taken advantage of in the shadows of ignorance, a partner trapped under violence with no way to defend themselves. That is a victim, someone who did not and could not consent. But the false victim, the one who pretends, is a different creature. They had a choice. They agreed. They consented. And then, when the weight of responsibility becomes too heavy, they throw it away. They recast themselves as the fragile one, the innocent one, and suddenly, you're standing in the role of villain in a play you never auditioned for. Sounds dramatic? Yet you've probably heard it before. That subtle dagger hidden inside a guilt-laced sentence. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me. That's not love speaking. That's not kindness. That's the mask of weakness being worn as a weapon. Because here's the secret. False victims don't need fists or chains to control you. They don't shout. They don't fight. They bind you with something far stronger, guilt and pity. Think about it. When someone makes you feel guilty, your instinct is to repair, to repay, to make it right. When someone paints themselves as pitiful, your instinct is to step in, to rescue, to sacrifice your own peace so theirs might be restored. And that's the battlefield. Not out there with weapons, but in here, in your conscience, in your compassion. The danger is this. If you don't learn to see through it, your empathy becomes a leash around your own neck. Every favor becomes a debt. Every act of kindness becomes a prison cell you never agreed to enter. So let's make it clear, real victims deserve our support. But those who forge chains out of guilt and pity, those who play helpless while secretly demanding power, must be recognized for what they are. Because once you see the tactic, the illusion fades. And when the illusion fades, your freedom begins. Chapter 2. The first weapon, guilt and obligation. If the false victim has a favorite weapon, this is it. They wrap it around you quietly like a rope you didn't notice until it's too tight to escape. That weapon is guilt and the false sense of obligation that comes with it. Imagine this. A parent who says, "I gave you everything. How dare you want a life of your own?" A partner who whispers, "If you really loved me, you would do this for me." A colleague who reminds you, "We covered for you once, now you owe us forever." Do you hear the pattern? They don't ask for your consent. They declare the debt. They write the contract, and then they sign your name on it. Take the story of Jane. Her husband left her young, with 2 children. In her pain, she made a vow to herself. I will sacrifice everything for my boys, and in return, they must never abandon me. Her sons, Jamie and Michael, were too young to understand, too young to agree. But in Jane's mind, the contract was sealed. Years passed. The boys grew. They wanted independence, love, adventure. But every time they tried to step away, Jane's words followed them like shackles. After all I've done for you, you're really leaving me alone. Jamie stayed. His guilt became obedience. Michael resisted. And because he resisted, he carried the heavier burden, the shame of betraying his mother. This is how the false victim wins. Not with violence, not with truth, but with an invisible contract you never signed. Think about your own life. Have you ever felt guilty for not meeting someone's hidden expectations? Have you ever felt chained to a promise you never made? Here lies the danger when guilt becomes a leash, obligation becomes slavery. You begin to confuse their demands with your duty. You begin to think you owe them your freedom simply because they declared it so. But Stoicism cuts through this illusion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Simple, direct, liberating. If a demand is unjust, it is not your duty. If an expectation is unspoken, it is not your contract. So here's the turning point. The moment you learn to separate true duty from false obligation, the chains fall off. And when the chains fall off, the guilt returns to where it belongs, to the one who forged it. But what happens when guilt no longer works? What if you refuse to bend? The false victim doesn't stop there. They reach for their second weapon. And this one cuts even deeper: pity and disgust. Chapter 3. The second weapon. Pity and disgust. When guilt fails, the performance doesn't end. The false victim simply changes costumes and steps back onto the stage with something more dramatic. Their second weapon is pity, sharpened by disgust. Here's how it works. If they can't chain you with obligation, they'll chain you with sympathy. If they can't bend your will with guilt, they'll twist the crowd against you until you're painted as the villain, and they're painted as the broken soul in need of rescue. Return to Jane. Her guilt worked on Jamie, the obedient son. But Michael? He wanted freedom. He chose to leave for college, to build a life of his own. So Jane changed tactics. She whispered to Jamie, "Can you believe what Michael has done? After all I gave him, he abandoned me. He took everything and left me with nothing." Now the scene has shifted. Jamie doesn't just feel guilty anymore. He feels pity for his mother. And worse, he feels disgust for his brother. This is the brilliance of the false victim's second weapon. They don't just pressure you, they divide you. They isolate you. They poison the relationships around you until standing by your truth feels like betrayal to everyone else. Think about it. Maybe you've seen a lover turn friends against their partner by twisting the story. Maybe you've seen a co-worker play helpless, convincing the boss that you were cold or selfish. Maybe you've watched a family member spread whispers, building an army of pity while painting you as cruel. In all these cases, pity becomes the trap and disgust becomes the punishment. But here's the Stoic truth. Pity that is manufactured is not compassion. It is theater, and you were never meant to be the audience. Epictetus once taught, "It is not events that disturb us, but our judgment about events." When someone's story of victimhood triggers your pity, stop and judge clearly. Is this suffering real, or is it staged to bind me? Is this disgust righteous, or is it borrowed from someone else's bitterness? The false victim thrives on confusion. Clarity destroys them. So here's the cliffhanger. When you refuse to play the rescuer, when you stop letting pity and disgust dictate your choices, you break the script. And when the script breaks, their power collapses. But to truly escape, we must dig deeper. Behind both weapons, guilt and pity, lies the hidden machinery of every manipulation. The secret engine that drives it all. The covert contract. Chapter 4. The Secret of Covert Contracts. Behind every false victim, behind every tear that feels rehearsed, and every guilt trip that feels rehearsed, lies a hidden engine. That engine is what we call a covert contract. What is a covert contract? It's an agreement you never signed, but somehow you're expected to honor it for the rest of your life. Jane had one. I'll take care of my sons, and in return, they must never leave me. She never asked her children for this promise. She couldn't. They were too young to give consent. Yet, in her mind, the contract was binding, and when reality didn't follow her script, she turned to guilt and pity to enforce it. But Jane is not unique. Covert contracts exist everywhere. Think of the workplace. A boss gives an employee special treatment, expecting endless loyalty in return. The contract was never spoken, never written, but it hangs over every interaction like a shadow. Think of relationships. One partner sacrifices silently, waiting for the other to notice and repay them. But when that repayment doesn't come, they don't communicate. They explode. Not because of what you did, but because of the silent deal they wrote in their head. Even friendships aren't immune. You help a friend move houses once. In their mind, you've agreed to be the forever helper. Miss the next call, and suddenly you're the selfish one. This is the poison of covert contracts. They turn kindness into debt. They turn love into leverage. They turn human connection into a stage play of unspoken rules. And here's the danger: the more you obey these silent contracts, the more invisible they become. You don't even realize you're trapped until the resentment grows so heavy it drowns you. But Stoicism cuts the script. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not said plainly, do not assume it is promised." Clarity is the cure. Only agreements spoken with honesty, chosen freely by both sides, deserve to hold weight in your life. So ask yourself, what covert contracts are you still carrying? Who in your life has written expectations on your behalf without your consent? Because here's the truth: when you see the contract, you can tear it up. And once it's torn, no weapon of guilt or pity can bind you again. But this raises the next challenge. If covert contracts are everywhere, how do we protect ourselves from stepping into new ones? The answer lies in one principle: the power of true consent. Chapter 5. The Power of True Consent. If covert contracts are the trap, then true consent is the key that breaks it. Every healthy relationship, every bond built on respect, rests on this foundation: clarity and choice. Consent means both sides see the agreement, both sides accept it, both sides are free to say yes or no. Think about it. When two friends agree to meet for dinner and both are free to change the plan, that is mutual consent. When two partners agree to share responsibilities in a home and both are heard in the process, that is mutual consent. When a leader offers a task and an employee accepts it willingly, knowing the boundaries, that is mutual consent. But when expectation is hidden, when guilt is the tool, when fear of rejection forces agreement, it's no longer consent, it's coercion. This is why so many relationships collapse under the weight of resentment. Not because of what was said, but because of what was never said. Silent obligations, invisible contracts, words left unspoken, festering like wounds. Stoicism reminds us, freedom begins in the mind. You cannot control what others demand of you, but you can control whether you give your consent. Epictetus wrote, "Remember, you are the one who interprets the meaning of events. Do not give your assent lightly. Assent consent is power. It is the gatekeeper of your peace." So here's the practice. Before you say yes, pause. Ask yourself, do I truly choose this, or am I afraid of losing approval? Before you take on a burden, pause. Ask, is this my duty, or someone else's covert contract? Because once you become conscious of your choices, manipulation loses its grip. The guilt trips bounce off, the pity plays fall flat. You stop being an actor in their drama, and you return to being the author of your own life. But here's the cliffhanger: many of us discover too late that we've already been living under silent contracts for years. In our families, in our careers, even in the way we treat ourselves. So the real question is, how do we break free from these traps without losing our compassion? How do we walk away with clarity, yet still live with kindness? For that, we turn to the discipline of the Stoic path, the inner practice that teaches us to respond, not react, to stand firm, not bend under guilt, and to set boundaries that protect both our peace and our humanity. Chapter 6. The Stoic Defense. The first line of defense is awareness. When someone constantly reminds you of their sacrifices, as if every act of kindness was a debt you must repay, that is not love, it is leverage. The moment you hear those words echoing like chains, stay awake, stay alert. The second line is clarity. Epictetus taught us to ask, is this truly something I agreed to? If the answer is no, then it is not your duty, it is not your debt. No matter how passionately someone argues, you are not bound by a contract you never signed. The third line is separation. Seneca reminds us, what others lament is not evidence, emotion is not proof. When someone weaves a dramatic story of pain, do not mistake tears for truth. Step back, see clearly. Do not let their performance become your prison. The fourth line is giving without chains. When it comes to children, to the weak, to those who truly cannot return the gift you give freely, and then you release it. True generosity never demands repayment. The moment you use your sacrifice as a leash, it is no longer kindness, it is control. I once had a close friend say to me, "I've given you so much of my time, now you owe me." I looked at him and replied, "I'm grateful for all you've done, but gratitude does not mean I surrender the right to live my own life." That is the essence of Stoic defense: gratitude without bondage, clarity without cruelty, strength without losing compassion. But there is a deeper question. What if the false victim is us? What if, without even noticing, we have been playing the role of the powerless, using our pain as a weapon against others? That is the hardest truth to face. And it leads us to the next lesson, the discipline of turning the mirror inward. Chapter 7. Looking back at yourself. It's easy to spot false victims around us, but the harder task, the braver task, is to look in the mirror. Sometimes, without even knowing, we use our weakness as a weapon. Think of love. When someone says, "If you ever leave me, I can't survive," it may sound like devotion, but in truth, it's a hidden contract. It's not love, it's control through fear. Think of friendship. When we remind someone of all the times we were there for them and expect repayment, are we giving freely, or are we playing the victim to bind them closer? This is where the Stoics call us back to discipline. Epictetus would smile and ask, what is truly in your control? Their decision to stay, or your strength to face the loss? The answer is clear. We cannot own another's choice. We can only own our response, our courage, our resilience, our freedom. And here's the turning point. When you see even your own victimhood as a mask, you tear it away. And beyond that mask lies the doorway to real strength. The question is, will you dare to walk through it? Conclusion. False victims will always exist. They use tears, accusations, even morality itself as chains. But you have a choice. You can see through the performance. You can stand firm with a disciplined mind, unshaken and free. As Seneca said, "The wise man is not enslaved by pity, nor does he enslave others with it." So ask yourself, who in your life is trying to control you with the mask of victimhood? Share your story below and let the chains begin to break. If this journey speaks to you, walk with us, like, subscribe, and claim your inner fortress. Comment below. I choose freedom.